Now example 13 shows you a table. It shows you a table about two independent normal distributions, and then the means and the variance are given. So another way to represent the information in this table is to rewrite this as x follows a normal distribution with mean 100, variance 25. Okay, and then your y is normally distributed with mean 120 and variance 20. Now they want you to find three things. The first one, probability x plus y bigger than or equals to 235. And then just like the previous example, what we can do is to come up with the new distribution of x plus y. So by now you should know all I need to do is to add the means. So I have 100 plus 120, and for the variance I also add the variance. Okay, so if I do that, then straight away I have the distribution for x plus y. And using the GC, I can straight away compute the answer for probability x plus y bigger than or equals to 230, and 0.127 is your answer. Okay? Now in part B, they want you to find probability y bigger than x. So what do? If I look at this, y bigger than x, let's move all the unknowns, or rather the variables, to the left and keep all the constants to the right. Meaning, I can rewrite this as y minus x bigger than 0. And if you do this, then now what I need to do is to find the distribution for y minus x. And we all know how to do this. Y minus x will become or rather will follow a normal distribution with mean. What is your y? Your y is this one over here, or rather your expectation of y is 120, then you minus your 100, and then the variance, do you minus? No, you always add variances. Okay, so once you have this, straight away you can write down your y minus x follows a normal distribution with mean 20, 120 minus 10, 100 rather, is 20, and 20 plus 25 is 45. Okay, so you have your distribution for your y minus x. And once you have this, again, it all boils down to using your GC. Okay, your GC will give you the answer, 0.999. Done. Now, last part, part 3. Now, part 3 says you want to find probability x bigger than 3 over 4y. Now, how do you do this? I'm going to pause for a while and let you think. Got it? Okay, let me show you how I will do this. Let me erase all this. Now the method is the same as in part B. Now I want to find probability x bigger than 3/4 y. Now I always want to keep my constant on the right side and all the variables to the left. So what I'll do is I'll rewrite this and say that this is x minus 3 over 4 y bigger than 0. Okay? So now what I'll do is I'll work out the distribution for x minus 3 over 4 y. Now this will follow a normal distribution. And what do I do with the means? The mean is just 100, alright, minus 3 over 4 times 120. Okay, 120 for y. Then for the variance, again, remember you always add, you don't minus. So the variance of x is 25. Then I will plus, then there's a 3/4, right? So the 3/4 becomes 3/4 square times 20. Okay, so if you work this out, you will get your answer. Okay, let me do it below. Okay, this is the same working. Then you will get your answer. X minus 3/4 y follows a normal distribution of mean 10 and 36 and 1/4. Okay, and once you've got the distribution out, then half the battle is won. You can now write down the answer. Okay, your answer according to your GC is 0.952. Now remember this, whenever you're using a GC, you have to state. Okay, so that's why in your notes you have been saying using GC, and so on. Alright? Now, in B, okay, there's a part B to this question. Now, part B says you want to find the probability, okay, that the total sum of 3 independent observations of X exceeds 330. Okay, so in other words, what they are saying is this: X1 plus X2 plus X3, total sum, right, of 3 independent observations of X must exceed 330. And they want you to find the probability of this happening. So what do? Again, it's the same thing. You work out the distribution for your X1 plus X2 plus X3 and then just use your GC. Alright? So let's look at how I will do this. If you look at your X, each of the X follows a normal distribution of mean 100 and variance 25. Okay, so your X1 plus X2 plus X3, they will follow a normal distribution of 100 plus 100 plus 100. Okay, what about the variance? You also add the variance. 25 plus 25 plus 25. Okay, so that's how you will get X1 plus X2 plus X3 is a normal distribution with mean 300 and variance 75. So again, once you have got this out, then you can now use the GC to compute this and get the answer 2.66 times 10 to the power minus 4. Done.